Mm-mm. Well, it's Thursday again, and I was making another video. So this time around, I was thinking maybe I should do a Persona 5 video. And then I realized that I don't want to get any copyright strikes or anything against me, because Atlas is being really hardcore about keeping that game on lockdown. So I went through all my video archives on my PS4 of other recorded stuff, and I found a bunch of Metal Gear stuff, and here's it strung together, and I thought I might as well talk a little bit about the game. So, Metal Gear Solid 5 is about the greatest soldier in the history of the world, a man known as the Big Boss. The story follows the Big Boss on his quest for revenge against an evil group known as Cypher, led by a dude whose name is Skullface. In order to fight Skullface, he teams up with some cowboy McCree-like guy named Ocelot, who carries around a revolver. And then he also teams up with a guy named Kaz, who was really nice in the previous games, but now he's kind of a dick to everyone. But that's only because he doesn't want to get hurt again. He can't trust people. So anyway, this game's it's pretty good. The story is like split into two halves. One being the quest for revenge, and then after you beat that, the story like becomes really confusing and disjointed, and you have to replay like half the game's missions on a higher difficulty because developers were too lazy to make new missions. Then again, like, this game is like it's a really good game, like gameplay wise. So like I'll excuse that. Like I feel like they should have just taken away the entire second half of the game because it doesn't really add much. And to be honest, like it also lacks any real conclusion because some things happen and then they never talk about the things happening, and then the credits roll. And then I guess you have to go play the other Metal Gear games to find out what happens. But then those games don't explain well what happens. What else can I say about this game? Well, in this game, you can spray yourself with Axe body spray and heal your wounds like a crazy person. Oh, there's also a large variety of enemy types, like there's soldiers, and there's soldiers with armor, and there's child soldiers, then there's tanks, then there's child tanks. What else? Oh, there's helicopters, and there's child helicopters. Oh, you also get this cool little mech thing that you can drive around called D-Walker. It's pretty cool. It reminds me of something from like Lost Planet or something. Like funny thing about this game is like the story itself is like super serious. Like everything is like super tense and really real, and just like talking about like the Cold War, nuclear proliferation, and like the dangers of nuclear war and things like that, of war in general. But then the game also is filled with a bunch of dumb, goofy stuff, like running around with a cardboard box with a poster taped to it to distract your enemies, or like shooting people with water guns. And oh, you also have an MP3 player, and like the game takes place like during the 80s, but for some reason the Big Boss has like the greatest smartphone in like the history of all time that can like project holograms. Oh no, he got God. So yeah, he has like the greatest smartphone of like all time. Like it projects holograms and call in airstrikes and support. Oh, and I didn't mention this at the beginning, but unlike the other Metal Gear games, this game's an completely open world. It's like you get to just go bebopping around Afghanistan and like South America, not South America, South Africa. And yeah, you can just kind of run around, do your own thing. Like, actually, I would consider this game to be like the best stealth game that you can play. Like, I used to, like, for the longest time, I'd always thought that Splinter Cell Chaos Theory was the best stealth game ever. But after beating the Phantom Pain and clocking in like around, I probably have like 60 hours, probably more. I wouldn't be surprised. I can easily say that this is the best stealth game ever. Like, even with its, like, if you're just looking at gameplay alone, it's the best. Its story can be great at times, but as I was saying before, it's a bit unfinished. So I would get the game mainly for the gameplay. Like, the story's cool and all, but it doesn't really go anywhere unless you play maybe the other Metal Gear games. Then you might get a little bit more out of it. And there's an airplane flying overhead, ruining the audio for this video. Then again, I only take one take, and I never clean up the audio or do any work like that because I'm lazy. So anyway, it's a great game. I mean, you could be playing Persona 5 right now, but you're watching this video. Go out and play Persona 5 though. I know that's what I'm going to do after this video. Okay, leave any comments of anything you hate so I can get hyped about it, okay? Like, no one put any comments in the last video, and I have nothing to get hyped about. Give me something to get hyped about.